we start with one of the most severe humanitarian crises anywhere in the world right now. We have an extended report tonight from Somalia, where hundreds of thousands of people, many trapped by conflict, are facing extreme hunger and death after the worst drought in 40 years. The climate shocks are becoming more frequent and they're leaving less time to recover and to prepare for the next.
The soil, a critical component of terrestrial ecosystems all over planet Earth. Have you ever stopped to consider what impact you as a human being could be having on a habitat that is essential to the endless list of species it provides for? Currently, we are living in a new geological epoch, the Anthropocene, a term that is debated and deliberated by academics and scholars alike. Nevertheless, it is unquestionable that we have now entered a period in our history that is seeing terrestrial ecosystems, where soil is a key component, being placed under severe stress. Soil is important for many different reasons. It hosts more than a quarter of Earth's biodiversity and helps provide living things with food and nutrients needed for survival. However, soil needs to be of good fertile quality for this. Fertile soil is vital to many communities, especially those who rely on farming for their needs, both commercial farms and subsistence farms. Soil fertility is also important to terrestrial life, both plants and animals, by providing and cycling nutrients through a system. There are many different nutrient cycles globally, but arguably the most important are the water, carbon and nitrogen cycles. Nutrient cycles are required for the transformation of nutrients from one form to another, so they can be readily utilised by different organisms. The water cycle is of obvious importance. All living organisms rely on water for survival, whether that be plants, animals, or bacteria. Soil aids the water cycle by purifying water and helps to transport the liquid at a steady pace via surface runoff and infiltration. The carbon cycle is important for a variety of reasons. Carbon regulates Earth's temperature, makes up food, provides energy to fuel the global economy, and much more. If we focus on how carbon affects the Earth's temperature, soil is a large part of storing carbon. The Earth's soil contains around 2,500 gigatons of carbon, which is 3 times more than the amount of carbon in the atmosphere. Storing carbon is important for regulating Earth's temperatures, as carbon can add to the warming we are experiencing globally. The nitrogen cycle is possibly the most important nutrient cycle. Nitrogen is an essential nutrient for sustaining life and helps make up many different types of vital acids, including DNA and proteins. Nitrogen is found in many different forms in soil, but only some can be absorbed by plants and others by bacteria. A mutualistic relationship exists between plants and denitrifying bacteria. The phosphorus cycle also deserves a mention, as it can occur in soil environments. Phosphate comes from organic decomposition, which is then taken in by plants. Phosphorus is another nutrient essential to life. It has a central role in energy transfer between organisms and in the structure of genetic material. Erosion and pollution mean we are losing fertile soil faster than it can be regenerated by natural processes via loss of organic matter from the soil. UN-backed research revealed that more than a third of the planet's soil is severely degraded, and 24 billion tons of fertile soil is lost annually. Desertification is the process when fertile land loses enough moisture to be classified as a dryland or desert. Currently, more than 75% of Earth's land area is already degraded, However, in the Sahel region of Africa, the effects are some of the greatest. The region is being swallowed up by Sahara in the north and savannas in the south at an increased rate. The climate is characterized by extreme temperatures with fluctuating periods of rainfall and intense drought, contributing towards desertification. The Sahel region is home to 135 million people, a number that will go to 330 million people by 2050. And this fast population growth has and will continue to further exacerbate desertification due to increased land clearing, poor farming practices and wood harvesting. This extensive soil erosion has degraded the land to the point of unproductivity. This has disastrous effects for the population of the Sahel, as the land reduces its potential to support surrounding populations and animals, as it cannot retain water or produce crops and livestock. This leads to health problems such as malnutrition, respiratory disease caused by dusty air, and other diseases stemming from a lack of clean water. And economically, farmers will lose their source of income, leading to displacement of communities in search of better land. This is debilitating the land and destructing the lives of people in this region. However, there is hope being enacted by the same populations.
Despite the image of a climate doom throughout the 21st century being persistent in the mainstream media, there is a clear progress and hope in the scientific community. It just needs to be uncovered. In response to desertification, an African-led initiative called the Great Green Wall has emerged, where 11 countries across the sub-Saharan region have agreed to play a part in growing an 8,000-kilometer long and 15-kilometer wide band of native trees. When completed, it will be the largest living structure on the planet, at 3 times the size of the Great Barrier Reef, and a vital proponent in fighting against desertification. The main aim of the Great Green Wall is to rejuvenate the land from desertification by using acacia trees to restore 100 million hectares of degraded land and sequester 250 megatons of carbon from the atmosphere. By reducing wind speeds, stabilizing soil, and increasing humidity, the natural nutrient cycle that we require for productive and fertile land are restored. The sub-Saharan region is seen as a hotspot for climate-related issues throughout the Anthropocene. Temperatures in this region are expected to rise by between 3 and 6 degrees. Even the most minor increases in temperature the Earth has seen so far have changed precipitation patterns, desertifying land further. However, the Great Green Wall is not simply a solution for physical and environmental issues that come with climate change, but a social one too. This initiative brings focus back to the Sustainable Development Goals through achieving progress towards Goal number 1, no poverty, Goal 13, climate action, and Goal 15, life on land. Senegal, located at the western end of the Great Green Wall, has made the most progress in the project and is viewed as the pioneer of the Great Green Wall. As 12 million drought-resistant trees have been planted in less than a decade, the people here see this project as more than just planting a wall of trees. Providing them with ecological knowledge of desertification and its causes, green jobs related to seed markets and sustainable agriculture, and community collaboration, the Green Wall is changing the future of not just the environment, but also the people of the region. To make this project a success, the Great Green Wall Initiative has seen overwhelming support from international organizations and national governments. Backed significantly by the UN Framework Convention on Climate, the World Bank Group, and the IUCN, funding has been provided to support the project. At the One Planet Summit in 2021, world leaders announced $16 billion in support of the Great Green Wall, and this just a fraction of the support the initiative has received. The Great Green Wall is creating a unique legacy by acting as a global symbol of hope in the Anthropocene to show the world how we can fight back against the impending climate doom.